It was somewhat of a surprise when Roland Toups was born in September 1938.
Mother was not supposed to be able to have any children medically. All the doctors told her that she could not have children. So she showed them right off the bat. She had twins, Roland and Leon.
Growing up as a twin created a special bond.
There was not a lot of competitive spirit there. It was just a togetherness. So we were very much alike in terms of athletic ability, IQ, everything along those lines. So we grew up together.
His father left for World War II when the boys were 1 and did not return until they were 5.
All we knew was that our daddy was a soldier boy and he was coming home. And as soon as we saw a soldier get off the plane, we bolted for the soldier, and we grabbed this young soldier, this young GI, by each a pant leg, and "Daddy, Daddy, Daddy, Daddy," we started screaming and yelling. Dad would take us to the office and show us how business was done. He was always a people person, so he instilled that particular value in us, that this was a relationship business, no matter what you were doing, and that you treat the other person like you want to be treated. He and Mother had great religious values. They were deep spiritual people. We were little altar boys there in Houma, and very, very close-knit family. We went to St. Francis in Houma with the good old nuns back then, and then went off to high school. It was a boarding school, St. Joseph Seminary in Covington, Louisiana. Very disciplined, very good study habits, but it prepared us well for Georgia Tech. We wanted to be engineers, and we went on a baseball scholarship.
The twins engaged in a little trickery.
And this is sort of a confession. Against the University of Georgia, I put his jersey on and batted for him in the 9th inning. The Tech boys knew it. Coach Bobby Dodd didn't. He found out years later, but he said in 20 years of intercollegiate athletics at Georgia Tech that it was the only illegal thing that he'd ever done.
After college, the Toups brothers joined the Air Force.
Twins can be stationed together in the Air Force if they want to. So we pulled 2 assignments. Mine was to teach at the Air Force Academy, and his was to go down to Cape Canaveral. Being engineers, we thought that was the thing to do. It was sort of a go-go boom town. We were in the early R&D days of the space program. We launched the Atlas missile for 4 years. Back then, we also had no capability to track an ICBM that traveled 10,000 miles downrange. So we developed a missile tracking ship, a 600-foot-long ship, C-1 hull. During the Cuban crisis, when Khrushchev dared the United States and Kennedy called his bluff, and we actually put a nuclear warhead on top of an Atlas Series D on Complex 11. And I think it hit me like a ton of bricks, what this really could mean to the world, certainly to my future and my family's future and everybody's future.
He met his bride while assigned to Cape Canaveral.
I met my beach bunny, Kay, at the time at the Cape. It was love at first sight. We got married on August 8th, 1964. We've been together 43 years, and it's been a wonderful, wonderful union. We have total confidence and trust in each other. She brought a spontaneity and a gaiety to the marriage that maybe perhaps I didn't have. I was always perhaps more serious-minded. Roland Toups would not be what he is today without that little gal Kay by his side.
Roland took a job in Baton Rouge serving as a project manager for Ethel Corporation's hydrocarbon expansion. He contracted Nichols Construction for the work. In 1968, NASA recruited Roland to return to the space program.
I sold the house. Mayflower was coming in a week, and I went by to tell the people at Turner, back then it was Nichols Construction. I went by to tell the people at Nichols goodbye. Bert Turner said, "Roland, let's have lunch." We went to the City Club, and he probably did the best-selling job I've ever seen Bert do in my life, and I'm glad he did. But I came home that day and I said, honey, we're staying. We're not going to Florida. She said, okay. I've been a military brat all my life. Whatever you want, we'll do.
38 years later, Roland is now CEO of Turner Industries. He has a simple formula for success.
Work hard. Work with people. Do the job right. Do it to the best of your ability. Treat people like you would want them to treat you. Do it with a joyful outlook and attitude around the office and around the company. Our founder, Bert Turner, is a true visionary in this business. He had a plan for a business model. He knew exactly what he wanted to do. He hired good people, and he gave them their head, and he let them develop to their fullest potential. We took the business back then, and in 1968 it was doing about $30 million a year. We're working a couple of hundred people. This year we did $1.5 billion in revenues, and we worked at about the 16,000 worker level all through the year.
Roland has been involved with countless community service organizations, including Junior Achievement.
I'm very close to Junior Achievement. When I was at Ethel, I ran a Junior Achievement company for Ethel. In fact, I remember the name. It was Barcom, B-A-R-C-O-M. And I enjoyed working with those young people. And I enjoyed teaching them that you had to make a profit. That profit was not a dirty word. I think the more you give, the more you receive. I don't think there's any ifs, ands, and buts about it.
He never expected to be inducted into the Hall of Fame.
It's very humbling. I was very honored to receive the award. I think it's a reflection not only on me, but on obviously all of our people at Turner, what we've achieved. It's a reflection on my family, the wonderful love that I share with my wife and my children and grandchildren. We can't forget them. But it's an award that is, I think, the culmination of sort of everything that you've done over the years. And you just kind of look back on that, first of all, with gratitude, humility, but thanksgiving for all the people whose lives that touched me, but also that perhaps I've touched.
A man centered on family and spiritual values, followed the footsteps of his father through military service to mechanical engineering. His love of people, coupled with a desire to bring out their best, helped him to lead Turner Industries into a Gulf Coast leader. It is with great honor that Roland Toups is inducted into the Baton Rouge Business Hall of Fame.